Verse 34. And the king said to Abram, look what he's wondering. How is it that you was not burnt in the fire? The king wants to know, how is it you're not burnt in the fire? Yet he just told him he know of his mighty one. And Abram said to the king, the mighty one of Shamaim and earth, in whom I trust, and whom has all power in his hand. This is what he's saying. Who I trust, who has all in his power. He delivered me from the fire, which you did cast me into. The Most High delivered me. So again, it's the Most High that delivers his people out of our problems, out of our troubles, when we put our trust in him. And Haran, watch what it says about the brother. The brother of Abram was burned to ashes, and they sought for his body, and they found it consumed. And Haran was 82 years old when he died in the fire of Kasdim. And the king, princes, inhabitants of the land, seeing that Abram was delivered from the fire, they came and bowed down to Abram. They came and bowed down. Here's a mighty man. Here's a king. The king bowed down to Abram. Abram said to them, do not bow down to me. Here's the humble man, but bow down to Yahuwah, the mighty one of the world who made you, and serve him. See, this is how a righteous man would speak. But an arrogant and a proud and a boastful man would say, yeah, bow down to me. But he told him to serve the Most High and go in his ways. For it is he who delivered me from out of this fire. And it is he who created the souls and ruachs of all men and formed man in his mother's womb. It's the Most High that created you in your mother's womb and brought him forth into the world. And it is he who will deliver those who trust in him from all pain. Our people are in pain, and it's the Most High that's going to deliver them from all pain. And this thing seemed very wonderful in the eyes of the king and the prince. And Abram was saved from the fire, and Haran was burned. And the king gave Abram many presents, and he gave him his 2 head servants from the king's house, the name of one Unya, and the name of the other Eliezer. And all the king's princes and servants gave Abram many gifts, silver and gold and pearls. So you wonder where a lot of this comes from. You wonder where his possession came from. Here they go, honoring Abram. And the king and his princes sent him away, and he went in shalom. Abram was in a bad position. It looked very bad for him, but now he's out of the furnace. He's leaving away with silver and with gold. And Abram went forth from the king in shalom, and many of the king's servants followed him. Many of them. See, I would follow, if you in your right mind, you would want to follow him also and learn from him. And about 300 men joined him. Here is the building of Abram's men. 300. And Abram returned on that day and went to his father's house, he and the men that followed him. And Abram served Yahuwah, his mighty one, some of the days of his life. We have to serve the Most High all the days of our life. We can't wake up one day and say, well, I'm not going to do what he said today. I'm not going to study today. We have to serve him all the days of our life. And he walked in his ways and followed his Torah. See, this is why we couldn't get this in Christianity. They can't give us this. His Torah. You see, before Moshe, the scripture spoke of his Torah. His commandment, what he commands. His light, the law is light. It's the lamp so that we could see while we're in this dark world. And from that day forward, Abram inclined the hearts. Watch this. From that day forth, Abram inclined the hearts of the Son of Men to serve Yahuwah. So this is what he did. He made sure anyone in his presence, he made sure that they know who the Most High was. He was humble. His attitude was, I'm nothing without him. He the one created. He the one has the power. He the one that can deliver you. This is a righteous man. And he will tell you, follow the Most High, serve him, do what he says, walk in all his ways. You don't need me. You need him. You see, this is what a righteous man will tell you. You don't need me. You need him. No, but I want to follow under you. No, you need him. Now, he's placed certain people, let me say this, he placed certain people in certain people's lives, and they learned from this person. And when the time was up, they split. Now, if he placed people, if he placed you somewhere, then learn from the person until the split. But we have to understand, we are in our different situations, our different problems, our different circumstances, us in the borders. We look like we're in a bad position. Things does not look good from the outside. The people in Babylon, they sit in Babylon looking at us, scratching their heads. The camps, of course, going to talk against, come out of her, my people. They talk against and speak against fleeing. They call it a flee doctrine when the Most High commanded his people to, when you can read it right there in the scripture in Hebrew and English, to flee. I showed it in both. To flee out the midst of her. They read it right there and call it a doctrine of man. That's not what he's saying. He gave me a word about this fleeing, and wait till you hear the word that he gave me about this fleeing. He said they need to see this. They need to see something, and they need to make a choice. So we're in a situation that look bad, look like we're in a bad position, but we are positioned where he wants us to be positioned. His people at the time, they were positioned where he wanted them to be positioned, and they went through whatever they had to go through. But we have to know and understand, if he's with us, we can go through anything. There is nothing that we cannot go through without him. I'm trying to, this is the conclusion of this message, and I'm trying to put together something. Some people have concerns about certain things coming into the borders, and I understand their concern. And so they need to be assured, what we do for the Most High. And when we do for the Most High, he will take care of us. Now, that doesn't mean we may have to struggle a little while. Struggle. Go through your struggle. You think when we came here, my family and I, we didn't go through a struggle? So you may have to struggle a little bit. But we have some people, they don't understand the fact that you're not the only one in this situation. There are others just like you are in a bad position. Their situation look bad. And they made up their mind to flee, to come out and get within the borders. And it's like, now what? You're within the borders. Now what? Now what do I do? Now what's the next step? Are there anybody else that's, like us? I'm single. Are there any single men? This is a no-brainer. This was not one, and this is why I have to bring this out. I have to bring this out in another message. This was not one of our weaknesses. Being fruitful and multiply. We're going to multiply in the wilderness. There are people in their husband and wives. I have to say this. Some wives are acting. Some wives are wicked. You have righteous husbands with wicked wives, and you have righteous wives with wicked husbands. The Most High is doing a separation here. He's separating this mess. And when he separate the righteous from the wicked, and then the righteous end up together, and what's going to happen? A lot of these marriages and relationships, you righteous, you in a wicked relationship. He's going to separate that and put you in a righteous relationship. But you must be in position. You must be within the borders. So just because You have to leave your husband or you have to leave your wife. The Most High has a mate for you. Hope is not lost. Hope is not gone. Your mate not in Babylon. Your mate is within the borders. We have single men and single women within the borders. This is not our problem. We multiply. We were fruitful and we multiplied. And when we go into the wilderness, there will be marriages. There will be marriages before the wilderness. Some of our people already, we as a nation, we've given birth to children within the borders. They've never been to Babylon. And so some of our people, they're having babies within the borders. That's another message. Babies within the borders. These babies never been to Babylon. We can only tell them the stories. And so, yes, he does not want us to be alone. There's some men alone. There's some women alone. But what we can't have, the Most High, we know 2/3 still here. We can't have wickedness coming together with the righteous. Now that's another problem. And this is when your relationship with the Most High must come in. Your relationship with the Most High must step in at that point. This one is no good. This is not the one. And so we seek him for our mate. We ask him for our mate. And we let him know we want a righteous mate. You've had the wicked mate. Now you want a righteous mate. And this is right in the eyes of the Most High. You want a man that loves the Most High with all his heart, soul, and strength. You want a woman that loves the Most High with all her heart and strength and understand each will have their own weaknesses. Build each other up, strengthen each other, become a strong family. Some of the men, you may have to take on children already here. Some of you women, you have to take on children that's already here. It's a package deal. Happened in scripture, it happens again. So there shouldn't be an issue. It shouldn't be an issue when it comes to relationship, but we have to do it the Most High's way. And we have to talk about this. We have to discuss this. This is an issue that must be dealt with because we have people. We have some want to leave Babylon. Some does not want to leave Babylon. This creates friction. This creates problems. Then there's kids involved. And this is another problem. Everything you do must be done by the order of the Most High. I cannot stress that enough. And get confirmation. Make sure it's the Most High telling you to do this and not the enemy. The Most High has already given me a message on how to know the voice of the Most High, how to know his voice, how to know when he's speaking. And we need to know how to know his voice from the wicked voice. We get it distorted sometime and we don't know the difference. And then we listen to the devil thinking we're listening to the Most High. So that's why we get confirmation. This is why before you download anything, it asks you for confirmation. Before you do anything, confirmation. We need confirmation from the Most High. A lot of times this confirmation will come from someone else. I look for confirmation coming from my family members. Sometimes confirmation have came from subscribers. They don't know what I pray to the Most High. Here comes the compliment. Here comes not the compliment. Here comes the comment, and this comment confirmed. The Most High is confirming what I already asked them. And of course, the subscribers have no idea what they did. But if between me and the Most High, I know what this is. This was the confirmation that I was looking for. So look for your confirmation from others. And he will confirm whether or not he's for it, he's against it. Remember, we ought to love the things he loves and hate the things he hates. Yeah, we look like we're in a bad position, but wait until the end results. The end results is what we're looking for. Shalom.